Well, a good evening to all pro wrestling fans of all shapes and sizes from all around the world. Welcome to another live pro wrestling talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. The month of May has arrived. It is Friday night, May the 1st of 2026. I hope everybody's April has been great. Hope everybody's been doing well. We made it through another month. Oh man, seems like before you know it, it'll be summertime. Feels like it's almost about to be right around the corner. But hope everybody's doing well, staying safe, all of the above. Let's see. Before we get started with the main topics for this video, I kind of want to be serious for a moment because got some things going on, some very unfortunate news, and there's two particular wrestlers that I want to shout out, and by all means, if there are any other names that come to mind that are going through some things, post it in the chat. Let me know, because definitely going to be having each of them in my prayers. So by all means, let me know if I missed anything. Please post it in the chat. I appreciate it. So starting off, I know this has been the most recent major news that came up. So AEW superstar Tania Brooks, also known as Rebel, unfortunately on her social media revealed that she has been diagnosed with terminal ALS. I know she has been dealing with a lot of different health issues leading up to now, but I honestly did not think it was going to get that worse. But it got worse. Because I know, if I remember correctly, she was also dealing with, I think, some form of lung cancer and I think one other issue. But, yeah. So, she gave an update on her social media and whatnot, and, you know, it's one of the reasons why she had trouble talking and walking, moving. You know, ALS is a pretty big deal. ALS, pretty much is a neurological disease that affects the brain and spinal cord, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's what she's been diagnosed with. You know, when it comes to things like this, like you never know what's going to happen. I don't know what the treatments or anything are going to look like, but I really feel for her, considering, you know, we haven't seen Rebel in many, many years on AEW. You know what I mean? And I remember, you know, she was partnered up with Britt Baker, and, you know, they had a really great thing going on screen. So, you know, it's just really sad to see that it's come down to this. But I'm praying in the name of Jesus that she'll be completely healed. And I just hope everything goes well. I know one of the things she said, she appreciates all the love, support, the prayers. And, you know, I challenge us, you know, I don't know who or what y'all believe in. But I challenge y'all to, you know, keep her in your prayers. You know, be thinking of her, send her love, you know, all of that. I mean, because we don't know what's going to happen. But I'm going to be praying in Jesus' name that she'll get a full recovery, that she'll be healed. Stay strong, Tania Brooks. We love you and be praying for you. And if anything, it's just good to see her. You know, it's good to see her. You know, do what you got to do. And yeah. So, shout out to Tania Brooks, known as Rebel. Get well soon. And praying for you. And then the second person that I wanted to mention is actually Yuna Nanase. So, for those of y'all that don't know, a while back she suffered a clavicle injury. I believe it was a fracture or a broken clavicle, something like that. And as she was, you know, getting surgery and had a blood test, unfortunately, they reported that there was an abnormality that was found where apparently she had swelling in her ovary. Now, I don't really know how a lot of that works, you know, so shout out to, you know, any ladies that can really elaborate on this, but it sounds bad. It sounds pretty bad if there's swelling in her ovary. So they're supposed to be looking at how they're going to do future treatment. I don't know if this is something that's going to extend her recovery, but you know, it sounds scary. It sounds scary. So yeah, we'll be keeping her, I don't know, in my prayers. But yeah. Raucus, I see you. Welcome to the stream. Feel absolutely terrible for Rebel. Me too. Me too, bro. Me too. Ricardo, good to see you. How's it going tonight? About to get some sleep before Pro Wrestling Noah tomorrow. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Overall, I'm doing all right. Gus, welcome to the stream. Lou Gehrig's disease, which is another name for ALS. She was so entertaining to watch. Group hug for Rebel. Indeed. Group hug for Rebel. But yeah. So prayers up for her, for Yuna Nanase. Like I said, I mean, swelling in the ovary, that sounds pretty bad. Like I said, I'm not a woman. I can't relate. I don't know what it's like. But, you know, I just... Injuries are bad enough. But, you know, when you hear about others, you know, dealing with even bigger ailments, issues, like it hurts. It's heartbreaking, you know? So, you know, speedy recovery for both these ladies, and, you know, for anybody else out there that's suffering or in any sort of pain, like, you know, like I said, in case I missed anybody, please let me know. If y'all know any other particular wrestlers or anybody, let me know. Let me know so I can make sure that I mention it. But yeah, prayers going up for Yuna Nanase and for Tania Brooks, aka Rebel. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that I got that out of the way since that's more important. That's more important. And like I said, continue to show these wrestlers some love. You know, whether you're a fan of them or not, you know, it's never great to see these things happen to anybody. You know what I mean? So, you know, just continue to encourage them, love them, you know, messages, positivity, all of that. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Had to make sure I took care of that. Okay. So, topics that I wanted to get into. So, I wanted to mention the conclusion of a particular tournament that I didn't get a chance to see until after I got back from Las Vegas, because the finals happened while I was in Las Vegas. And that is the Seedling the Strongest tournament came to its epic conclusion on April 17th. The finals came down to Ryo Mizunami defending the Beyond the Sea Singles Championship against Ayame Sasamura. And I have to say, it was quite a match and lasted about a little over 17 and a half minutes. But I tell you, both these ladies really went at it, and it's really great to see how far Ayame Sasamura has grown. But there's a first time for everything, right? Because Ayame Sasamura was able to successfully defeat Ryo Mizunami to not only win the Seedling the Strongest tournament of 2026, but for the first time in her career has become the Beyond the Sea Singles Champion. So congratulations to Ayame Sasamura on dethroning Ryo Mizunami, which I know is no easy task, but she did it. She did it. New Beyond the Sea Singles Champion, Ayame Sasamura. You know, she was also a former Beyond the Sea Tag Team Champion as well. So I think that's really cool that she's not only been Tag Team Champion, I believe 2-time Tag Champion? No, 3-time. 3-time Tag Champion. And now she finally became the Seedling Beyond the Sea Singles Champion. So, good stuff for Ayame Sasamura. Congratulations to her. I hope she has a good run. Not sure when she will make her first defense. I mean, after all, Seedling shows are pretty spread out throughout the year. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. See what that first defense will look like. But looking forward to it. Should be great. Okay. You know what? Before we get into some previews, I want to show off some of the meet and greet goodies that I got while I was in Las Vegas. I had such a blast in Las Vegas. Once again, shout out to Andy Zyke of the man behind the Tokyo Joshi Pod. Shout out to Hendrix. Shout out to John, to Justin over at Risora. So many friends. String for Splash, Jason. Shout out to him. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I know I'm missing somebody. Or String 6 Splash. Dang it, I keep messing that name up. Shout out to Jason String 6 Splash. I keep messing that up. Shout out to him. Shout out to Nick. Made a new friend in Nick. Oh man. Shout out to Heart Editing. Oh man, I know I'm missing some folks. Shout out to Zach. Shout out to Nelson. Oh man. I know I'm missing some folks. I do apologize if I miss anybody, but if you saw me while in Vegas, shout out to you. Had such a blast. It was a great time. But yeah, let me bust out the meet and greet goodies, because got quite a lot, and of course rocking my usual Dragon Gate little cover booklet that I keep all my 8x10s and all that in, that I got last year. But yeah, let's bust these out. Let's see. Got a lot in here. Got a whole lot in here. So I'll just go. This is in no particular order, but just based on what came out. Okay. So first off, let's do the Dragon Gate autographs. Now, for the Dragon Gate autographs, so they did each of these cards in this size. So not quite the 8x10s, but they had a packet of these like card size portraits for every wrestler that attended at the Dragon Gates, a gate of Sin City. So thought that was pretty cool. So got some really cool ones. Of course, first one I showed, that's Ho Ho Loon. He's really cool. It's really cool. But yeah, there's Ishin. And you know, they did a really good job with each of these. Like just with the design of the cards and everything, they just look really, really cool. And like I said, everybody was so nice. Oh, there's Ben K. Ben K was really cool. Of course, one of my favorites. I always enjoy meeting him. Dragon Kid. Of course, Yamato. Yamato was really cool. One that I was really looking forward to that made his U.S. debut. Wait a minute. Dang it, it just had it out. Oh, here it is. Yuki Yoshioka made his U.S. debut in Vegas. He was really cool. And of course, it's KZ time. Always enjoy meeting KZ and seeing him live. He had Hyo. Of course, you gotta have the president, Ryo Saito, president of Dragon Gate. You know, they had a couple of others. You had Kai. Kai was really funny. Yeah, he was really funny. I keep forgetting his name, but he was really cool. And Susumu Yokosuka to close out the Dragon Gate meet and greets. But yeah. So those are really cool, and such a great show as well. Really, really great show. All right. Here, I'll set those right there. All right. Let's go for the next batch of 8x10s. I got a bunch here. So, met Natsupoi not once, but twice So this was from the Stardom meet and greet, specifically the Stardom meet and greet. And then this was from the Pandemonium Pro meet and greet. So different design, but you know, similar pose. You know, of course, you know she's going to do the poi pose. Let me slide this up a little bit. There we go. Okay. I met Aya Sakura not only once, but twice as well. And she was really, really cool. Spoke a little bit of English, but yeah, she was really nice. And this was also her first, just like Natsupoi, this was Aya Sakura's first time in the U.S. And here's the other one. This was from the Spark Joshi meet and greet. Okay, also making her U.S. debut was Rina. And Rina, her Stardom meet and greet sold out. So that tells you something right there. And I met her second time at Spark Joshi. She didn't compete due to a minor injury, but she still did the meet and greet. So Rina was really cool. Gus says, I think I know the answer, but I'll ask anyways. You've been to 4 Stardom shows, 3 Vegas, 1 Philly, 5, because remember I went to Dream Queendom in Japan, so 5 shows. Which of these shows had the best lineup, best venue, best fan base, and overall best show? That's tough. Well, okay. So out of the 5 that I went to, best lineup, Dream Queendom. Best venue, Dream Queendom. Best fan base? That's tough. Oh, you're saying just USA? Oh, okay. That's tough. That's really tough. Okay. So best venue, gotta say the 2300 Arena in Philly. So best venue. Best lineup, I mean, honestly, best lineup, I would have to say the Philly show. I mean, the Philly show had the High Speed Championship defended as well as the World of Stardom Championship defended. So definitely the Philly show. Best fan base, that's tough. That's too tough. That's too tough to really determine. Best overall show. Honestly, it's kind of a tie between the Philly show and the second Vegas show, I would say. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, the Philly show and the second Vegas show. Yeah. Continuing on, I met her once last year. I had to meet her again. Suzuki, which she was a lot more talkative this time than last year. So, but yeah, it was really cool meeting Suzu again. Meeting her for a second time as well. May Sarah, and she really bedazzled my portrait. But yeah, it was good seeing May Sarah again for a second time. And then met her for a second time. This was at the Pandemonium Pro show. Saya Ida. It was really good that she came back to the U.S. Last year was her U.S. debut, so glad she came back. I mean, heck, last year was Suzuki's debut, and she came back. So, you know, that's really cool. Okay. Got a couple of others here. she was really cool to meet at the Pandemonium Pro Show. Alexis Lee. And yeah, that was the really, really dark and eerie one. But yeah, Alexis Lee was really, really cool. Very talkative, and she can just vibe with anybody. She's so cool. So glad I got to meet this next one. The aerial assassin, Will Ospreay. That's right. He was there for Saturday and Sunday. So, yeah, it was really cool meeting the Billy Goat, the aerial assassin. And then got a handful of, or actually, let me do these. Yeah, let me do these. Let me actually do these. All right. Got to meet Dakota Kai, a.k.a. Charlie. But yeah, she was really sweet. I got to meet her pretty early on Friday because I was able to catch her when she didn't have a line. And we talked a little bit. I asked her what were some of the best things about New Zealand. You know, she's from New Zealand. And she was telling me the scenery, a lot to explore, like, you know, really, really cool. And then I asked her if I were to set foot in New Zealand, like the moment I touched down in New Zealand, what's the first place I should, where's the first place I should go, first thing I should do, whatever. And she said, go to Queenstown, New Zealand, Queenstown. So, if I ever go to New Zealand, looks like I'm going to Queenstown. All right. I also got to meet the second ever Wonder of Stardom champion. And she was the first TNA Knockout Tag Team champion. Does anybody know who that is? I'll let y'all guess. I'll skip her for now. I'll see if y'all know who it is. Remember, she's the second ever Wonder of Stardom champion and the first TNA Knockout Tag Team champion. I'll let y'all think about it. Of course, I got to meet the AEW Women's World Champion herself, the Toxic Spider, Tekla, who, by the way, is not a morning person. But she was really cool to chat with, and she really has a filthy mouth. Gus says Momo. Not even close. The second ever Wonder of Stardom champion. Momo was never a TNA Knockout Tag Team champion, Gus. Come on. Come on. Think harder. Try again. Come on now. Try again. Let's see. Met the legendary deathmatch queen herself, Megumi Kudo, who recently got inducted into the GCW Deathmatch Hall of Fame. Was so cool meeting her. She doesn't say much, but she was really sweet. She was really, really sweet. Gus says Hamada. Bro, Hamada was never a Stardom champion. Think about it. One last try, Gus. Listen, she was the second ever in history, second ever Wonder of Stardom champion, and she was the first TNA Knockout Tag Team champion. Hamada was a TNA Knockout Tag Team champion, but she wasn't the first, nor has she won the Wonder of Stardom championship. Come on, I give you one more try. One more try. And I met Hayabusa. Of course, Hayabusa number 2. But it was really cool meeting Hayabusa. I had to jump on it. He was really cool. And hey, he's been tearing it up over at 01. So, I really wish he could have been in the Best of Super Juniors tournament. Just, being that the original Hayabusa once competed in that tournament. Probably more than once. I'm sure it was more than once. But Gus says, I don't want to cheat by going to Wikipedia. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. You can do whatever you want, but you get one more guess. I'll be very disappointed if you don't get this one. Or somebody in the chat, help them out. Don't leave them hanging. Help them out. Help them out. I'll continue. Shoot, you gonna mess around and have to save her for last. Alrighty. I did do a few, well, more like 2 TJPW meet and greets, and it was mainly 2 wrestlers that I never got a chance to meet before, but finally got to meet for the first time. First up, the Sunflower, HIMAWARI. HIMAWARI was really cool. Her English has been getting better as well. Like, she's been doing a really good job speaking English. But yeah, she's been coming along pretty nicely. And chill, settle down, girl. Gus, Sarah Stock, Dark Angel. I cheated. First of all, shame on you for cheating. And secondly, yes, that is correct. Sarah Stock, a.k.a. Dark Angel, a.k.a. Sarita. Yes, second ever Wonder of Stardom champion. First ever TNA Knockout Tag Team champion with Taylor Wilde. Yes, I got to meet her. But that was an easy one. Come on now. But yes, I got to meet her and chat with her. She was really cool. Making her U.S. debut in Vegas was Toga. And got to chat with Toga for a bit. And Toga, for her first time being in the U.S., her English was actually pretty decent. I was very shocked. I was very impressed. But yeah, her English was actually pretty decent. But yeah, Toga, she said she had a lot of fun in Vegas. So I'm really happy for her. She competed at the Pottermania show and the TJPW show. So, very happy that she had a good time. And there were a couple of marvelous meet and greets. Now, some of the ladies I only got photos with because I kind of sort of ran out of money. But it's okay. I did get a couple of portraits. Just a few. Had to get the rookies. Got Sora Ayame, which she spoke pretty decent English. But yeah, Sora was also really busy helping out with meet and greets and helping everybody else out as well. So she did good. Gus says she was also tag partners with Zelina Vega, Thea Trinidad. Yes. That was during her second reign as TNA Tag Team Champion. That was when Zelina Vega was known as Rosita. But yes, that is correct. And then, of course, I had to meet her, even though she was shocked. I'm just like, yeah, you're just as important. Senka! Got to meet Senka. She was really cool. She was helping out with a lot of the meet and greets as well. Helping control traffic. But yeah, Senka was really cool. She spoke pretty good English as well. So, yeah. Had to meet my rookies. Gus says, of all the Stardom talent that showed up this year, mostly the noobs, who? Oh, you got to finish the question. I think the question got cut off. I also who got the American fan base and was happy to come to the States? Overall, I would say Rena. Being that her meet and greet sold out, her main meet and greet sold out, I would say Rena. Natsupoi had a really great turnout. I would say those two probably had the biggest turnouts of all the Stardom talent that came through. Enigma, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Rina and Natsupoi. Aya Sakura had a decent turnout as well. She wasn't as big as the others, but Aya Sakura definitely made an effort to interact with the fans at the meet and greets, and yeah, Aya definitely wants to come back. She definitely wants to come back. But yeah, got to meet Sari for the second time, so I can say that I met Sari in Japan and in the U.S. And like I said, shout out to Sari. I mean, just she's a goat. I mean, she competed in Japan and then immediately got on a red-eye flight to Vegas to compete within that 24-hour window. And yet, even after all that, still did meet and greets to the very end. That's just amazing. That's amazing. And when I was in her when I was chatting with her at the meet and greet, I told her, I'm like, you make sure you get plenty of rest. You deserved it. You earned it. And she was like, oh yeah, like after all this, I'm going straight to bed and, you know, may sleep through the day tomorrow. I'm like, I wouldn't blame her. I wouldn't blame her. Oh, Enigma says, how big was Azumi's line? Azumi and Starlight Kid both sold out. So their lines were pretty big. So, yeah. Respect for meeting the Sun God. Oh yeah, Sari's a sweetheart. She was super cool when I met her in Japan as well. But yes, both Azumi and Starlight Kid, they sold out. Hemi, welcome to the stream. Where do you think Utami goes? I think she'll freelance. I got a feeling she freelances. I can't see her immediately going back to Stardom. But I think she freelances. Gus says, how big was her... Oh, you talking about SLK? Yeah. Both SLK and Azumi's lines were pretty big considering that they sold out. And then one last 8x10. Of course, I couldn't leave without getting an autographed portrait of Spark Rush with both Sari and Takumi's John Hancock. I had to. I mean, it was a great opportunity to meet Spark Rush. I had to jump on it. Totally had to jump on it. But yeah, those were all of my Vegas meet and greets. And like I said, I had a blast. I had such a blast. Gus says, I always ask this because of the culture shock with the US fan base versus the Japanese fan base. Well, the thing is, you always got to remember, you know, a lot of these wrestlers from Japan, you know, don't come over to the U.S. as often as others, you know what I mean? So, for a lot of these wrestlers to come to the US and get such a great reception where, crowds in Japan, I'm not going to say it's a lot less lively, but you don't get like a whole lot of random chants through a match like you do in the US. Not to mention the oh. You don't get a whole lot of that in Japan, but you get a lot of that in US. So I think just with, some of these ladies that come here for the first time and they get that type of reaction, it's just like, oh. It was just like, for the longest time, they couldn't even slap hands with fans in Japan, with the whole pandemic and everything. But they can't come over to the U.S., oh, they're slapping hands with everybody. They don't even care. Shoo. At meet and greets, you can shake their hands and all that jazz. You stretch your hand out, they'll give you a handshake. But in Japan, probably not so much. But, just, the culture's different. How they react. It's just different. It's not a bad thing. It's just different. That's all. Poi 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 chant was born in the U.S. Oh, there was a lot of Poi chants at the Stardom show, at the Spark Joshi show, at the Pandemonium Pro show. Oh, the fans let it all out. And it's understandable, especially with it being her first time in the U.S. So, I think just... And the thing is, with these ladies getting a chance to really be showcased, in front of a slightly smaller crowd, but in front of a crowd that they normally don't see, I think was a pretty big deal for them. I really do. And, I'm very happy. I'm very happy that they got the opportunity to make the trip and just experience something new, experience something different, Gus says she was glowing when she heard that. Big smile on her face. Oh, I bet. Excuse me while I pop open a Coke. Cheers. Ah. Okay. But yeah. Was really happy for Poi. And like I said, Aya Sakura had a pretty decent turnout. And, she was making an effort to engage with the fans. Suzuki was more talkative this year than last year. But yeah. Overall, the meet and greets were great. And, I'm hoping, if they do this again next year, some of the other talent that hasn't made it over to the U.S. gets a chance to come through. I think that'd be pretty cool. Mexican Coke, the good stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But, yeah. Good stuff. And like I said, I had a lot of fun this year in Vegas. And, yeah. We'll see what happens for next year. Well, we all know WrestleMania next year is going to be in Saudi Arabia. But, I don't know if y'all heard, but supposedly for WrestleMania 44, Nashville, Tennessee may be making a bid, or I believe are making a bid, to host WrestleMania 44, which would be in 2028. Now, if that happens, and depending on how ticket prices are, that might be the WrestleMania I might actually try to attend. Just saying. Because, I'm in North Carolina. That's not far for me. So, easier access. We'll see what happens. But that's 2028. Anything can happen between now and 2028. Blood Money, welcome to the stream. What are you covering today? So far, I talked about Nanase, Rebel. You know, the conditions that they're having. You just missed me showing off my goodies, my 8x10s that I got from Vegas. So you're gonna have to go back and look at the archive because you're late. Enigma says, who do you hope to see next year? Ami. Oh, and God's chosen big girl, Ami Sore. But seriously, Ami Sore, Kyoka Kotatsu, Hina. Let's see. Would love to see Shuri come back. Would like to see Waka make the trip. Who else? I mean, there's a handful of folks. Gus says, I think Suzu loved the U.S. fan base because they're not as judgmental. Yeah. I even told her in a translated Google Translate message that that she is awesome and beautiful just the way she is. And she saw that. She was very happy. She was very thankful. Blood Money says, did you know that AEW star Rebel has a... I talked about that earlier, Blood Money. You're going to have to go back and check out the archive. Enigma says, just say God's Eye. Yeah. I mean, I would love for all of God's... I mean, nobody from God's Eye came this year. So I'm definitely down for God's Eye next year. I want to see Miyu come to the States. Oh, Miyu Amasaki? Yeah, you know what? I think there's a chance she could be next on the list. I think there's a chance. Gus says, I've said this again and again. AEW needs to do All In and the Superdome in New Orleans because the fans got gypped with WrestleMania getting moved. I would love that. I hope they can pull that off. I think that'd be cool. You talking about for next year? I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool. I'd be down. I would even go to that. I would totally go to that. For reals. But yeah, Blood Money, at the beginning, you know, I talked about Rebel with the message that she sent. And also, I don't know if you heard with Nanase, she's got the swelling in her ovary. So that's two for you. But yeah, and see what Suzu didn't have a big line, but she was very talkative with each of the fans that came through. And if you were rocking a Suzu shirt or a Mi Vida Loca t-shirt, oh, she'll love you even more. Love you even more. But yeah, Suzu was definitely one of my favorites. The only thing was when she did her meet and greet, she wasn't in her wrestling gear, but honestly, I don't care if she wore her gear or not. Just her showing up is enough for me. I know some folks be like, oh, she didn't wear her gear. Who cares? It's still Suzu. Gus says, and they do the whole WrestleMania week thing in New Orleans during All In week. I would love that. I would totally love that. That would be really cool. Enigma says, I hope All In will one day be in Madison Square Garden. I got a feeling that it will be at some point. I think that's definitely likely to happen at some point. Enigma says, how about Sari's line? She pretty much had the longest line At the Marvelous meet and greet, oh yeah, she had the longest line. You know, for obvious reasons. But yeah, she had the longest line. Takumi didn't really have, like, it was really just a long stretch of a line where you could pretty much kind of go to each person. But when it came to Sari, yeah, pretty much everybody wanted to meet Sari. So she definitely had the longest line. The wrestlers there. So the Marvelous wrestlers. You had Ai Hozan, Sora Ayame, Senka Akatsuki, Mio Momono, Takumi Aroha, Maria, and Sari. Unfortunately, Riko Kawahara wasn't there. She didn't stick around. I don't know why, but she didn't stick around. And Maria was hanging out at the bar, but she was approachable. But yeah, that was the lineup of talent from Marvelous that did meet and greets. And like I said, Sari, and here's the thing. Check this out. Since you brought it up, Enigma, check this out. Do y'all know how much a portrait autographed by both members of Spark Rush plus a photo with them, with both Sari and Takumi, guess how much it cost? I'll let y'all take a guess. Take a guess how much that cost. Gus says, because there won't be a WrestleMania week thing in 2027 for obvious reasons. Yeah. But I'm thinking that it's possible. I'm not so sure NXT Stand and Deliver will be part of Saudi Arabia. I think it's just going to be WrestleMania. I don't think Stand and Deliver is going to be there either. But, I mean, we'll see. I mean, they didn't even do Stand and Deliver this year in Vegas. They did it in St. Louis, so something to think about. But yeah. Gus says $100. Lower. Try again, but go lower. You'll be shocked. You'll be really, really shocked. I'm very curious to see what the next guess is. But no, it's not $100. Y'all gonna be shocked. Y'all gonna be shocked. You would think that a combo with the both of them would be $100. You would think. But oh no. Wasn't $100. Y'all gonna be surprised. After the next guess, I'll reveal it. After the next guess. But y'all gonna be surprised. Because it is quite incredible. See what you come up with. Enigma, you can take a guess too if you want. Or whoever can get in the next guess. But yeah. And then we'll get ready to go into the previews. Oh yeah, and I also think SmackDown is getting ready to go back to 2 hours. I think soon. Maybe sometime this month or something like that. But they're supposed to be going back to 2 hours soon. But we shall see. So, nobody? Nothing? Well, I guess I'll go ahead and say it. I guess no other guesses are coming in. $40. That's right. $40. It only costed me $40 for a freaking combo with Spark Rush, portrait, and photo. What a steal. What a steal. And if anything, Marvelous definitely learned from last year. Because remember, last year they didn't do a meet and greet after the show. And I think it was because of the venue they were at, Meet Las Vegas. I think they were very strict. Gus says, I was close. No, you weren't, because you didn't put down your guess. You weren't close, because you didn't put down your guess. Disqualified. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, Marvelous did meet and greets this year after the show, and they benefited from it, for sure. They had portraits, they had shirts, they had pins and stickers and all that jazz. It was nice. It was really nice. But yeah, $40 to meet Spark Rush. That's it. Combo. Excuse me. But yes. Awesome trip. Oh, you said 50. I guess it didn't go through. Oh, okay. It must not have went through. But yeah. So you were $10 over. But yes, close one. But yeah, $40. Very, very affordable. What a deal, what a steal. Okay. Y'all ready to get to some previews? Let's get to some previews. Let's get to it. So we got two. TJPW and Marvelous. Enigma. 40. $40. 40. 40. Yeah, $40. Yeah. $40 to meet Spark Rush is insane. Yeah. And you know what? That was a lot less than it cost to meet the Inspiration, that's for sure. Don't even get me started. Okay. Let's get to some previews. Okay. TJPW Yes, Wonderland. We got that coming up. TJPW Yes, Wonderland 26 will take place on May 4th, which is on a Monday, at Corcoran Hall. Gus says, you mean yes, 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 Wonderland. Same thing. Monday at Corcoran Hall, and got quite a lineup, including all three championships on the line. So let's go ahead and jump into the preview, shall we? First up, we got a singles match between the Fancy Sheep, Ren Konatsu, and rookie Shion Kanzaki. Big opportunity for Shion to try to get her first win. I think she has a chance. I mean, Ren Konatsu doesn't necessarily have a lot of wins herself. So, she definitely has a chance. I will say that. But, I think Ren Konatsu ends up getting the victory. I think Shion will will come up just a little bit short. Just a little bit short. But, you know, there's a lot of potential there with Shion. She's definitely going to continue to grow. But, like I said, I like both of these ladies. But I gotta give it to Ren. I gotta give it to Ren. But hopefully at some point, sooner or later, Shion will pick up her first victory. Gus says, were the Stardom as reasonably priced? Stardom was 50. 50 for all combos. So Stardom was 50, TJPW was 30 for combos. So yeah. Still, good prices. I mean, they were the same prices as the last 2 years. So nothing shocking there. Okay. So yes, Ren Konatsu for the win. That's who I'm going with. All right, let's go to the next match. Here we go. All right, we got a 6-woman tag match as we have the team of Wakana Uehara, YuuRI from Ganbare, and Kira Summer, and they will be taking on the team of Chika, Nanase, and the Bumping Gritters of Shino, Suzuki, and HIMAWARI. Interesting mashup here. And, of course, the besties of Kira Summer and Chika Nanase are on opposite sides again. I feel like that's been kind of the norm lately in TJPW for those two. But this is what we have. To be honest, I'm going to go with Wakana, YuuRI, and Kira to pick up the victory. Although I wouldn't be mad if Shino, Chika, and HIMAWARI won. It would be probably better if they did, just, you know, to get more building, strengthening for the Bumping Gritters. But I just think Wakana, YuuRI, and Kira Summer are the stronger team. But could go either way. But I'm going with Wakana, YuuRI, and Kira. That was good. Okay. Let's go to the next match. Now, this next match should be a lot of fun. Oh, wait. Gus says, would it be safe to say between the shows and the meet and greets, you probably dropped close to $1,000 on it all? Well, here's the thing. Maybe, like, total, sure. But you got to also remember, a lot of those meet and greets I pre-purchased. Like, the Stardom meet and greets I pre-purchased. The Dragon Gate, I had a VIP ticket, so those meet and greets came with it. And some of the wrestlers at WrestleCon, for some of their meet and greets, they did pre-purchase. So a lot of what I spent there was mainly like the Marvelous meet and greets and like a few of the others that didn't do pre-orders. But I would say that's about right. And ultimately, it just really comes down to who you want to meet. Because you have to also keep in mind, there were a couple of names that I had already met before. So, just something to keep in mind. Let's see. Okay, next match. Okay. This ought to be a very interesting 6-woman tag match. Team number 1, we got the combo of the Apple Goblin Mei Suruga, Uta Takami, and the Popping Sugar Rabbit Mizuki. And they'll be taking on the trio of Palm Harajuku, Raku, and the Burning Venus, Yuki Aino. I'm really, really hoping that maybe Mei and Uta Takami featuring Mizuki will all together do the Ringo song. Although I don't know if Mizuki can sing, but it would be pretty cool. Because, I mean, I loved when we had Mei Suruga and Uta Takami team up and they did the Ringo song for their entrance. But I don't know if they're going to do it this time, but it would be cool if they did. But we'll see. But yeah, that's the team I'm going for. Uta Takami, Mizuki, Mei Suruga to pick up the victory. Should be a good match. I expect there to be a good dose of comedy in this match. Should be really good. I like it, though. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Let's go to the next match. All right, we got ourselves a very interesting tag team match here. We have the team of Aja Kong and Yuki Kamifuku teaming up to take on Mahiro Kiryu and Kakeru Sekiguchi. Oh, I feel like it's been a while since I've seen Kakeru Sekiguchi on the TJPW show. This is quite an interesting matchup here. But I'm going to go Aja Kong and Yuki Kamifuku to pick up the win. Although, Mahiro and Kakeru have pretty good chemistry together. So, I mean, you know, they'll definitely be somewhat of a threat even in this match. But I'm going to say Aja Kong, Yuki Kamifuku pick up the victory. Let's see. Let's go to our next match. Okay, it's about to get even more interesting. Next match. All right, we got ourselves a singles match as Ryo Mizunami will go one-on-one with Toga. Ooh, really, really tough match for Toga. Well, hoping she puts up a good fight, but I don't know. I don't see Toga pulling this one off. I really don't. Yeah, I don't see Toga pulling this one off. I'm gonna say Ryo Mizunami picks up the victory, but I'll be ecstatic if Toga can get the upset, but I don't see it happening. Got Ryo Mizunami for the win. Okay. Let's go to this next match. This ought to be good. Alrighty. More tag team action. As we have, I guess this is Kick Slash. I don't know if this is technically Kick Slash or maybe they'll have a new team name. I don't know. But the Pink Striker Miyu Yamashita will team up with Sakura Hattori to take on Kyoraku Kyome's Shoko Nakajima and Hyper Misao. Now, I know that Sakura Hattori suffered her first loss in Vegas when she went after the International Princess Championship against Suzume. Fell short, but put up an excellent fight. And like I said, they're going up against former tag champs in Kyoraku Kyome. I'll be rooting for Miyu Yamashita and Sakura Hattori, but something tells me the more experienced team of Kyoraku Kyome is going to win. But I hope I'm wrong. Gus says, if AEW does All In and NOLA and they have WrestleCon and all the other events now, now you potentially have another event where the talent can come and have a WrestleMania type week and make another decent payday. Yeah, pretty much. I think ultimately that's the idea that many are hoping for. So I hope that happens. I mean, it makes the most sense. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see where they do All In next year. Who knows? Maybe they'll probably make an announcement about it. Maybe at All In this year. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Let's get into some championship matches. All 3 titles will be defended on this show. Let's get right into it. First up. All right, we have the International Princess Championship on the line. The champion, Suzume, will defend against the #1 contender, Haru Kazushiro. Big opportunity for Haru. Now you got to remember, this is somebody that won a past Next Generation rookie tournament. Big challenge ahead of her. Suzume's been on a roll. I think she'll put up a good fight, but I'm going to say Suzume retains the International Princess Championship. But yeah, Suzume, I think, is going to continue to be on a roll. And like I said, it's only a matter of time, but someday Suzume will become Princess of Princess Champion. I think it's only a matter of time. But yeah, Suzume to retain. All right, let's go to the next match. Ugh. The Princess Tag Team Championships on the line. As the champions, the Inspiration Aussie Air Punching Jezebels of Jessie McKay and Cassie Lee, defending against Daydream of Miyu Watanabe and Rika Tatsumi, the White Dragon. Oh my God, Daydream should not be losing this match. Daydream should not be losing this match. Daydream was the longest reigning Princess Tag Team Champions, and it's 2 Grand Slam champions teamed up. They have no business losing this match. 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 This should be an easy win for them to become tag team champions again. This should be an easy win for Daydream. This should be an easy win for Daydream. I don't care what any of y'all say. This should be an easy win for Daydream. This should be an easy win for Daydream. This should be a squash for Daydream. You know, it's already bad enough. You got these Aussie air punching blah, 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 defeat Kyoraku Kyome in Vegas. It's already bad enough. But they're really going to have them beat Daydream. They're really going to have them beat Daydream, aren't they? Wow. Wow. They're really. Oh my God. They're really gonna have them beat Daydream. They're really gonna have them beat the longest reigning tag champs. 2 Grand Slam champions put together. Wow. The Big Sheep, welcome to the stream, says the inspiration get a Stan Hansen stat buff in Japan. I hope not. I really hope not. I'm sorry, but this team is trash. Why? Oh, goodness gracious. Gus says it's called getting heat. It's called they suck. Bump getting heat. They suck. You know they suck, Gus. You know it, and I know it. These are the same 2 people that got squashed in AEW in 2 minutes. Don't even start. Don't even start. Yes. The Big Sheep says I can't say they get an AEW buff because they're jabronis in AEW, which makes this even crazier. That they could just waltz into Grand Princess, win these titles, and now all of a sudden they can beat Kyoraku Kyome, and they're probably going to end up beating Daydream. It makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. And the sad thing is, these 2 had trash title reigns in WWE and in TNA. That should tell you something. The Big Sheep says, I think blonde white women just get pushed in Joshi promotions. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I'll be pulling extremely hard for Daydream to win those tag titles, but in all honesty, the inspiration, the Aussie Air Punchers are probably going to retain. So, whatever. Anyway, next match. Okay. Then the main event, the Princess of Princess Championship on the line. The champion, Yuki Arai, to make her second defense against Arisu Endo. Ooh, this should be really good. This should be really good. Gus says, and the worst part is they were actually decent wrestlers pre-WWE. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Don't be fooled. No. Nope. This will actually be a good challenge for Arisu Endo as well as Yuki Arai. You got to remember, Arisu Endo almost won the Tokyo Princess Cup. So, Arisu Endo is growing more and more as a singles competitor. So, she's a threat. Let's keep it real. She's a threat. She is definitely a threat. But I do believe Yuki Arai will retain. Of course, her previous defense was against J-Rod in Vegas. But I definitely think Yuki Arai retains the Princess of Princess Championship. To be honest, I really don't see her losing this title until maybe the beginning of next year. It also really depends on who they have end up winning the Tokyo Princess Cup. That's really what that's going to depend on, and who they will have challenge her at Wrestle Princess 7. Which, if everything goes well, I may be going to Wrestle Princess 7. But that's Yes, Wonderland. This should be a lot of fun. Like I said, the card looks solid. The card looks really solid. So, I think it's going to be good. Should be a really solid show. Looking forward to it. Even though it's on a Monday. Which I find it kind of weird that it's going to be on a Monday. But I mean, it's all good. It's all good. Okay. Alrighty. Now, let's switch gears. Let's finish strong. And let's switch gears from TJPW to Marvelous. As Marvelous will be celebrating their 10th anniversary as a promotion. Wow. 10 years. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Looking forward to it. But yeah, let's see. One second. Let me get my graphics out. One second. Okay. So the Marvelous 10th anniversary show will be on May the 5th. And it will take place at the Yokohama Buntai. And we got a handful of matches for this one. Looks like 9 matches total. But yeah, it's a very loaded card. Very loaded card. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. First up. So, word is this match here is actually going to be for the WWE ID Championship. As the champion, the Denim Dragon, Starboy Charlie, will defend against his Crush Boys tag team partner, Titus Alexander. Ooh. This is going to be a good match. It's going to be a good match. These two have faced each other before many times, so there's a lot of history there. This should be a really solid match. I don't see the title changing hands on this show, so I'm going to say Starboy Charlie wins and retains the championship, but this should be a great match. Gus says, you strand those two in the Nevada desert, all that would be left are eyeballs, nipples, and feet. What? What the heck? That's kind of weird. What in the world? Interesting. But yeah, Starboy Charlie for the win. I don't know if they're going to get a lot of time, being that they're the first match on the card, but should be action-packed. Should be a lot of high-flying aerial action, so. But yeah, should be good. Alrighty. Let's go to the next match, and this match is quite loaded. Check this one out. Okay, we got ourselves a 4-way tag team match. Okay, here are your teams. We got Alan Angels and Raylan versus the West Coast team of Vinny Massaro and Miko Alana versus Kohei Sato and Shin Sakura Hirota versus Yosuke San Maria and Renee Michelle. Quite a loaded match. Quite a loaded match. Gus says, because they're both plastic. Oh, I see what you did. I see what you did there. They were melting in Nevada. Okay, I see what you... I was like, what the heck? Okay, I see what you did. I get it now. I follow. Okay, this is a very loaded match. It's interesting because I just saw Vinny Massaro and Miko Alana in Vegas at the West Coast Pro and Marvelous shows. Alan Angels is one half of the West Coast Pro Tag Team Champions. Renee Michelle, I haven't seen her in forever. And Shin Sakura Hirota just recently announced her 30th anniversary show, which will take place September 26th at Shinjuku Face. I am going to go for West Coast Pro, Vinny Massaro and Miko Alana to pick up the victory in this match. Yeah, that's who I'm rooting for. The West Coast Pro team. Should be an interesting match, though. Should be an interesting match. Alrighty. Let's go to our next match. And I believe this is a first-time meeting between these two. We got ourselves a special crossover singles match as we have, representing Marvelous, the current Sendai Girls World Junior Champion Senka Akatsuki, will go one-on-one with TJPW's Pink Striker, Miyu Yamashita. Ooh, a tough challenge for Senka. Oh, man. This ought to be good. This ought to be really, really good. This could compete for match of the card. I hope both these ladies get plenty of time in this first-time matchup. But I'm going to have to give the advantage to Miyu Yamashita. And I pick her to pick up the victory. But this could be match of the card. Looking forward to this match. This match is going to slap hard. The Big Sheep says, base god Miyu Yamashita. Which is understandable. But I think Senka will get a good fight out of Miyu. I think Senka's going to really make it a good one. Gus says, maybe Sean Spears likes them plastic. Maybe. Maybe so. But yeah, this match should be awesome. Should be really awesome. Okay. Let's go to our next match. This next match ought to be really interesting. Check this one out. Okay, we got a very special 6-woman tag match here. We got some Marvelous rookies making their debut as well. Team number 1, we got Chigusa Nagayo, Ai Hozan, and debuting rookie Ruka Amaha. And they'll be taking on the trio of Aja Kong, Sora Ayame, and the other debuting rookie, Sei Saotome. All right, this is an opportunity to see Marvelous' newest rookies debut. And quite a stage for them to debut on the 10th anniversary show. So it's a big deal. It's a really big deal. Let's see. I am going to go with Ruka, Ai, and Chigusa to pick up the victory in this one. But yeah, Chigusa and Aja Kong back in the ring together on opposing sides. This ought to be very interesting. I wonder how they're gonna match up in this match. I'm looking forward to it. Looking very forward to it. The Big Sheep says, imagine your debut match featuring Chigusa Nagayo and Aja Kong. Big deal, right? It's a very big deal. But hey, Chigusa knows how to pick them. That's for sure. Gus says, I'm surprised their theme song isn't Barbie Girl by Aqua. Sorry, Chi-Chi. Oh, you talking about the inspiration? Ew. Ew. But yeah, that's a good thing that their song isn't Barbie Girl, because it fits better on Chi-Chi anyways. But yeah, I'm going Ruka and Chigusa to pick up the victory. But it could go either way. But best of luck to the debuting rookies. All right. Let's go to this next match. And I can't believe this is actually going to be a thing. But you know, guess they got to go all out for this 10th anniversary show. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves an 8-woman hardcore tag team match. Like, wow. Wow. So, team number 1, we have Chikayo Nagashima, Rina Yamashita, Echika Miyabi, and Vinny. And they'll be taking on the team of Russian Dynamite Masa Slamovich, Jesse Jackson, Queen Aminata, and Johnny Robbie. Woo-wee! Woo-wee! Dang, I actually have no idea where to go with this one. I have no idea where to go with this one. This could actually go either way. Gus says because they are plastic, and yes, roasting will continue. Wow. The Big Sheep says, surprised Masha Slamovich still gets booked. Well, the only thing I'll say is, I don't know her personally. I mean, I don't know if she's made amends or not. I mean, word is she's apologized and whatnot. I don't know if she's made amends, but I guess at the end of the day, promotions are still going to book her. That's all I can really say. I mean, I don't know her personally. I've met her before. I don't know her personally, but if anything, I hope she made up for her mistakes. But I don't know if she has or hasn't. But nonetheless, she's on this show, so. A Worlds Collide 8-woman's hardcore match, pretty much. Ooh, man. I don't know what team to go with. I don't know what team to go with. This could really go either way. But I think I'm going to go with team number 1 just to play it safe. And go Rina Yamashita, Chikayo Nagashima, Echika Miyabi, and Vinny. But like I said, this could go either way. Both teams are pretty stacked. Both teams are stacked. So, kind of interesting to see Queen Aminata in this match. I know she, was recovering from neck injury. So, kind of interesting to see her booked for this match. But we'll see what happens. Should be exciting. Should be very exciting. All right. Let's go to the next match. we got another special crossover match. Check this one out. Alrighty. I believe this may be a high-speed type of rules special match. I think. Representing Marvelous, Mio Momono going one-on-one with Stardom's Mei Seira. And don't forget, Mei Seira used to be on the Marvelous roster. She was known as Mei Hoshizuki, which I believe is her real name. But yeah, so Mei back in a Marvelous ring. Who would have thought? Gus says if she does mea culpa and throws herself at the mercy of the fans, she will get a second chance. Well, here's the thing. The fans are gonna make their decisions, regardless if she makes amends or not. Some fans aren't gonna believe it. Some will. I think my biggest complaint is when fans say, I hope she makes amends, I hope she does better. And when she's in the process of doing that and actually doing that, because the fans don't feel that it's enough or don't feel like she's moving at the pace that they think she should, they just discount it. And I don't think that's fair. I understand that you want folks to make up for the mistakes. I get that. But at the same time, can't always put a timetable on that and expect instant results. You're not always going to get instant results. Folks that are hurt, takes a while to get over that. Those that are struggling, takes a while to overcome that. It's not always going to be instant. And we have to understand that. But if they're making the effort, if they're legit making the effort, I don't think it should be frowned upon because they're not moving at your pace. I don't think that's fair. You can call it trial or baptism by fire. Like I said, I don't think that's fair. The only thing I'll say, and then I'll keep it moving. I'll give my prediction on this match. I'll say this. Each and every one of us has done at least one thing that we either, number one, regret, or two, it took us multiple trials in order to get it right. We didn't get every one of these right on the first try, or the second, or third, or fourth. If you're saying that you made up for something every time on the first try, I'm sorry, but you're lying. You're telling a bald-faced lie. Sorry, not sorry. But nobody always gets it on the first, second, or third try. Because we're not perfect. Plain and simple as that. Anyway, Mio or Mei? Mei or Mio? I don't know. I like them both. I met them both. I don't know. I guess I'll go for Mei Seira, but I'll be fine with either of these ladies win because I like them both. But I'll be rooting for Mei Seira. But it should be an exciting match. Should be a very exciting match. I expect high speed, high flying. I expect greatness because both these ladies are great. All right. Anyway, let's go to the next match. So a certain somebody is going to be pulling double duty. Well, I at least hope that they're going to take an intermission. I assume they're going to take an intermission. I hope they take an intermission. Anyways, this is a very special tag match. As the team of Mayu Iwatani and Ren, as in Ren Katakura, will team up to take on Mio Momono and Itsuki Aoki. This is Ren's retirement match. That's right, she'll be retiring. This is her final match. Gus says, I mean, some fans aren't as forgiving or not at all, which is sad but understandable. Well, the only thing that I can say, me, as a Christian man, as, follower of Jesus Christ, unforgiveness is a very, very big deal. I don't know what you believe in, but you can't really inherit the kingdom of heaven if you have unforgiveness in your heart. Just saying. Just saying. The Big Sheep says, I remember Bryan Danielson saying that when doing multiple matches in a night, it's actually harder when you take a break in between instead of just continuing. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But I mean, I would say he would be able to relate. So I mean, hey. But yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Let's see. Paul Clown Levesque, welcome to the stream. Breaking news: Taylor Michael Rotunda is all elite. How you figure that? That's pretty random. That's pretty questionable. If Mayu Iwatani is the icon, who would you say is the GOAT? Okay, so we're going there. Listen. I don't have a GOAT. And I don't think I ever will have a GOAT. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, Gus. Where does Mayu mostly compete? In Japan, right? She may have competed a few times in the U.S. or whatnot, but she has been home-based in Japan. Now, every fan is different. And every fan has the right to their own opinion. But for me personally, I cannot consider somebody a GOAT that has only competed in one location throughout their whole career. It's just like if I play in tournaments here in the U.S. and I win tournaments here in the U.S. How can I say that I'm the best in the world if I've never set foot outside of the U.S.? Can I really say that I'm the best in the world? You know what I mean? I can't really... I don't think I deserve to call myself that. I don't. I honestly don't think I deserve to call myself that. So... It's just like the same thing, I say in like sports and like basketball. A lot of people want to say Michael Jordan's the GOAT. And that's fair. But dang, why is Kobe never in the discussion? Why is Bill Russell never in the discussion? You know? That's all I'm saying. Like, that's just me personally. But it's hard for me to really say they're the greatest of all time if somebody has only competed in one area. Because, like, how can you say best in the world if they've only competed in Japan? How can you only say best in the world if they only competed in Europe? When you really think about it. Just saying. But like I said, everybody has their own opinion. Hey, Alexa, I didn't ask you. Shut up. Sorry about that. Can't believe she heard that. What in the world? Okay. But yeah, Enigma doing the marvelous 10th anniversary preview. I don't got a goat, I got a farm. Hey, I see what you did there. Wait. For example, could you say ZSJ is one of the goats at technical wrestling? Again, we're talking greatest all time. Like, there's so many excellent technical wrestlers. It's hard for me to come to that conclusion. It's hard. It's only because I take the definition so seriously at face value. And that's just me. Would you say Manami Toyota is in the conversation? Manami Toyota is in my Joshi Mount Rushmore. That's what I say when it comes to Manami Toyota. She could be in the conversation along with so many others. And would Sari be considered a GOAT to you? That's the thing. Throughout her career, home base was Japan. I know she freelances. I know she's dabbled some in the States. She's one of the best wrestlers in the world currently. She's definitely been stepping up in her traveling quite a bit. But to say she's the GOAT, that's, like I said, to me, that's too big of a term. That's ginormous of a term. Because you're talking greatest of all time. That's a big deal. And I think a lot of us underestimate the meaning behind that. But at the same time, the meaning may be different for each and every one of y'all. And that's fine. But we're talking greatest of all time. Listen to that. Greatest of all time. Can you really be biased with that? I'm just saying. And that's why for me, I have my favorites. But for me to pick an actual GOAT, it would take me like eternity to even come up with an answer. Because I put so much at face value, so much meaning into that phrase, into that acronym. Just saying. Okay, to kind of get back on topic. This is the match I'm talking about. Ren's retirement match. She'll team up with Mayu Iwatani to take on Mio Momono and Izuki Aoki. This is Ren's retirement match. I think Ren and Mayu Iwatani end up winning this match. Should be great, and I think this is eventually going to finally lead into a one-on-one match between Mio Momono and Mayu Iwatani. Let's see. But yeah, Ren and Mayu are my picks. The Big Sheep says, in a sport where stats don't really matter, I don't know if we can have a real unbiased GOAT conversation. If you're talking about wrestling. I mean, and that's actually a fair point. When you really think about it, that is a fair point. That is a fair point. I mean, why does Ospreay call himself the Billy Goat? Because he looks like a Billy Goat. Enigma says, I know the inspiration is in your GOAT list. Nah. The inspiration, they're like Kleenex. They're like toilet paper. Decent quality not even decent quality toilet paper. What am I talking about? To say that they would be on my list would mean that I would pick them over the Motor City Machine Guns, and ain't no way in hell that's happening. Okay. Ren and Mayu for the win. Okay. Let's go to the next match. Ooh, okay. Now we're going to get into our main championship matches. All right? Let's do it. Next up. Alrighty, we have the 3AW Tag Team Championships on the line. As the champions, Magenta of Rico and Maria will defend against the team of Nyla Rose and Nightshade. Ooh, that's quite a team for the champs to defend the titles against. That's wow. That's gonna be a tough matchup for them. It's gonna be a really tough matchup. But you know, Magenta's a strong team. I believe. Let me see, because I know this is their second run with the 3AW tag titles, I believe. Yeah. And this is actually their first defense. But, I mean, they did dethrone Spark Rush to win these titles. So, I mean, they're definitely legit. I think Nyla Rose and Nightshade will put up a good fight, indeed. But I'm going to say Magenta retains the 3AW Tag Team Championships. And see, the thing with Marvelous shows, these titles don't get defended often. So, I mean, you know, guess you got to make them count. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm going Magenta to retain. Okay. And then the main event of the 10th anniversary of Marvelous show at the Yokohama Buntai comes down to this. Here it is for the 3AW Single Championship. The champion, Takumi Aroha, will defend against her Spark Rush tag team partner, Sari the Sun God. Woo! Okay. This will be defense number 4 for Takumi Aroha. Now, here's the thing. This title hasn't been defended since October of last year. And here it is, May. Because like I said, there's usually a big gap between these title matches for the main title. And that's my only thing that's kind of annoying with Marvelous is these titles don't get defended as often as I think they should. But, you know, here we are. The Big Sheep says, match of the year coming up. Oh, yeah, most likely. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I believe this is the first time that Sari is challenging for this title. She's been tag champ, but this is her first time challenging for this title. If she wins this title, this will be the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be the 9th singles championship that she will have won in her career, as in 9 separate promotions. Do they pull the trigger on Sari holding this title? Because here's the thing. Part of me, being that she's a freelancer, part of me is kind of hoping that Sari wins this title, takes it with her, and defends it everywhere she goes. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm going to say Sari wins and becomes new champion, but I won't be mad if Takumi retains. I just hope they don't break up as a unit. That's the main thing. That's the main thing I hope for. The Big Sheep says, sidebar, but did you watch Sari versus Saya versus Big Hosh from Fortune Dream 11? No, because, well, one, I was in Vegas, and two, I don't even know where it's streamed. Is it even archived or streamed anywhere? I'd love to watch it, but I heard it wasn't streamed anywhere that's accessible. So I don't know when I'll get a chance to see it, but I would love to see it. Yeah, that's all. That's all I can really say. But I want to see it. But but anyway, that is quite a card. That is quite a card. Quite the celebration for Marvelous 10th anniversary. Man, it's quite an accomplishment. And for them being able to cap it off with such an amazing show should be awesome. Should be a lot of fun. The Big Sheep says, I don't know if it's on a streaming platform, but it has been uploaded to the internet. Well, here's the thing. I don't want to watch it illegally. For me, considering myself a true pro wrestling fan, if I have to watch stuff illegally, I can't call myself a real fan. So, that's all I can say. I mean, that's just me. You know, I'm not judging anybody else, but that's just for me. Let's see. But yeah, Um. Oh, okay. But yeah, so wow, the Tej show is on a Monday, and the Marvelous show is on a Tuesday. Man, such weird dates. But at least the Marvelous show will be on Wrestle Universe. I mean, it'll be a pay-per-view, but hey, it's on Wrestle Universe, so hey, that's a big plus. That's a big plus. So I've already got it ordered, so I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, should be awesome. Should be great. Super Trebo, welcome to the stream. Hey Jason, how you been? I'm doing good. How are you? Did you see SmackDown? How bad was tonight? I had it going on in the background, but I wasn't really paying attention to it, to be honest with you. Everybody is giving SmackDown hell because gingerbread nonsense tonight and how bad WWE is SmackDown is now. WWE struggling rating wise. Yeah, I've heard. But yeah, I had it going on in the background, but wasn't paying much attention to it, to be honest with you. So yeah, I know they're getting geared up for Backlash. Backlash is pretty much right around the corner. I believe in a week or so. Yeah, next weekend actually. But yeah, they're just gearing up for that, I guess. But yeah, I'll probably preview it and review it next week or whenever. But yeah, I'm not surprised. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised. Let's see. Okay. And then just a few other notes. So Marigold just announced. So their upcoming second anniversary show. Wow, already closing in on their second anniversary show. We know that Sarayama Oka and Senka Akatsuki will run it back once more, one-on-one. So that should be good. And Darkness Revolution's Chiaki and Psycho Speed Misa Matsui will defend the Twin Star Championships against the reunited Twin Tower, made up of Koki Amare and Chika Goto. So Twin Towers reunite, and they will challenge for those tag titles May 23rd at Marigold Shine Forever, which where's it going to be at, actually? Actually, I'm curious. I think at Ota Ward. Let me actually see where it's going to be at. It's going to be at Ota Ward, right? I could be wrong. Let me actually see. Let me see. Oh, at Ibarra Wave. That's right. That's the new name for the Ota Ward General Gymnasium. It's called the Ibarra Wave Gymnasium. Yeah, that's the new name. Yeah. Because, yeah, I've been to that venue before, though. Super Trebo says, yeah, Jason, it's sad, and you would not believe me if I told you they're actually having the gingerbread man statue having it a funeral service on SmackDown next week. No, I'm not joking. They actually... What? Gingerbread Man statue. Those two got sold a bill of goods and the mouse for that matter. Okay, that's kind of weird, but okay. That's really weird, but oh, okay. I really don't know what to say to that, but but yeah, so that's what Marigold's got coming up, and apparently Sari Yamaoka is going to get a match against Sari, the Sun God, on Saturday, May 16th. Uh-oh. Oh, that's at Corcoran Hall. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dang. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh, and it's official. Doki has withdrawn from the Best of the Super Juniors Tournament 33. And he has been replaced by Daiki Nagai. It's official. Daiki Nagai replaces Doki for this year's Best of Super Juniors Tournament. So... got to get geared up for that. That's coming up too. That's Thursday, May 14th. So, yeah, got to get ready for that. That's right. That's almost here. So, got that to look forward to. But, oh yeah, they got the... Okay, cool. They actually got the... I got to start working on the spreadsheet. So, yeah. Cool deal. Okay. Well, yeah, that'll do it for this episode. I want to thank everybody for coming through, chatting it up with me. Like I said, let me know y'all's thoughts. Give your predictions, those that catch the archive later. Give me your predictions for TJPW's Yes Wonderland 26 and for Marvelous's 10th anniversary show. Be sure to lift prayers up for Tania Brooks, a.k.a. Rebel, Yuna Nanase as well. And once again, congratulations to Ayame Sasamura on winning the Seedling the Strongest tournament and becoming the new and first time in her career Beyond the Sea singles champion. So congratulations to her. Super Trebo says, yeah, Sami Zayn beat the crap out of the Gingerbread Man and tore him up. And they took Gingerbread Man to backstage doctor and he says he's dead. I feel so bad for Trick being dumb storyline. That's wild. That's really wild. Dang. Well, it was probably a good thing I didn't pay attention tonight. Anyway. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, share the stream, all the above. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed tonight's live stream. For another live pro wrestling talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I will see y'all in the next video and our live stream. Good night, everybody. Peace.